seem to be working appropriately. So, how are you doing, Internet? I'm Beanuts. Welcome back to STO, Star Trek Online. Welcome to it if this is perhaps your first time here. And also welcome to the stream if this is your first time here. And as I said, I'm Beanuts. I'm a small streamer, YouTuber. I have all kinds of content for you to watch and enjoy. Gameplay, some model building, and reviews, that kind of thing. And before I get on to what we are going to do today, just some nice missions, I'd like to first thank Dan the Ninja Man for following me on Twitch, as well as need to thank...
Open your world to nature with Burt's Beat.
That's not what I want to... Put in my YouTube page so I can see notifications. Why can't I see? Oh, there's my notifications. And on YouTube, I would like to thank my new subscriber, Noise Maze, for as well. So thank you for the subscription, YouTube, and Dan the Ninja Man, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Now we can get down to the business, as it were. So welcome back to this. We're going to continue following Category into the story. And currently the mission that's going on, well, there are a couple of things that are currently going on. One is a sale on the lifetime subscription for STO. And I do still think that it's a game that's good enough for the subscription. It will continue for as long as the game is active. We have this going on. Yeah, it says status live. So you can earn progress towards one of these rewards, which amounts to a tier 6 starship of choice, or 2 tier 6 starship discount coupons, or a bundle of 1,500 Lobi crystals, which are more limited to a character than they are to a... Well, the Lobi crystals for the Lobi store, you can choose a number of things, including ships, all kinds of stuff. Ship and crew. Most of these are, I think, ships. And there are a few officers in these ones. Talaxian, Zindi, Liberated Borg. I didn't say whether male or female, though. And blue, so not new necessarily as good. And I think these ones here, unless they say E6, they're probably tier 5. And I could find one that I'm familiar with, then I could know whether or not are. It might be tier 6, it might be a T5U. Upgradable. but I would be more inclined to go with T6 coupon, or maybe the premium tier 6 starship choice. Special promotions and lock boxing. I don't know if that would be bound to account. So that's not so bad. When you go with this one, then the ship will be available at any time to any character on your account from this end store. So that's always good. Then we have everything from Only Kronos Endures. So a bunch of you have episodes, you have task force operations, and you have patrols. But I am going to go according to the story. I need to all the way down here. We have previously done The Center Cannot Hold, The Kittimer Discord, Partisans, Knowledge is Power, and Leap of Faith. We will now do Warriors of the Empire.
You have unfinished business to attend to. See to it at once.
Previously, what we did was we went to Grithor and revived Laurel, who is a Klingon from the Discover area, one of the founders of the Klingon Empire, according to the story. Although, in a way, she's also a recent addition to the story. And you can see that she's of the design of that era of Klingon rather than the TNG or TOS eras. All different. Oh. You won't get the full thing unless I go over here. Let's drop this a sec, and then we'll get it back.
The time has come. Join us in the Boreth system. We are preparing to make our next move against the forces of the so-called Emperor and his dishonorable lackeys. Soon we will rally those who would end this destructive conflict and restore the Empire. The journey lies ahead. All that remains is to take the first step.
So what I have right now as our ship, this is actually from the Lobby store. I had a coupon, so that's why I got it. It is only available for this one character. I can't get it on any of my other characters, but it's almost completely unlocked. It's full trait here. So then I could go on to the next one. So we will be bringing in that ship. So let's go get it. Oh, I need to change my graphics settings. Raise them up. Easily done. I can do that as soon as we come in. Also, just so you get aware, there was a Windows update recently. I have not checked yet whether or not it will impact gameplay here. But we'll give this a try. I also updated my NVIDIA driver, so that might help. Oh, we're aboard the Katinga. This is Lorel's ship, I believe. Let's talk with Martok. And in case you didn't know from before, category here is quite short.
Ah, you have arrived. Good. Perhaps you can succeed where I have not.
I appreciate the vote of confidence. What is the problem?
The problem is that we cannot decide on our next move. Getting a spy, a warrior, a politician, and a general to agree on anything is a difficult challenge. When all those people are Klingons, it becomes a challenge worthy of Kahless himself.
He does have a point. Let's see if I can adjust my volume here a bit. No, that's quite a bit louder. Okay.
Speak with the others, see what they have in mind. Your fresh perspective may find a path forward, if such a thing exists.
Very well. I'll speak to the others and seek their counsel. Let's see what Jula has to say. Oh, it's her ship.
My mind often returns to the disaster at Kuvat. Though it was a car who gave the order to fire on the planet, it happened on my ship. I want to remove the dishonor of that treacherous attack on the world of my mother's birth.
Yeah, a lot did happen on your watch. After all, you were the one who stole the mycelial data in the first place. You're responsible for quite a bit. And it doesn't sit right with me how easily we seem to have forgiven you. We'll see what happens. How do you propose to fix things?
There are reports of new mycelial rifts opening in the Kuvat system. Corrupted Alachi have launched several attacks in retaliation for previous attacks of aggression against them. It seems another one of my sins has returned to haunt me. I would go to Kuvat and aid their forces against the Alachi.
Shouldn't we work to uncorrupt the Ilachi then, if he wants to undo the damage? It seems kind of odd. But I guess working to stop the Ilachi, since they're corrupted from doing more damage, would be noticed. It seems kind of weird though. Logic does not track. Not completely anyway.
The others believe we should curry favor with the strongest houses that stand against Jimpok. It is not a position I agree with.
Oh, and what else would you have us do?
The strong houses will resent any aid from us. They will take it as an offense, a question of their honor and their prowess as warriors. Smaller houses in need will be more pragmatic. They will accept our aid and become loyal allies when called upon.
So you're going to take advantage of their position just for this? How about just, forwarding what is right instead of political maneuvering? Seems a bit more Romulan and less Klingon to me. I hope you're prepared for whatever comes in any case.
I believe we should prove our strength by helping those who need it most. In doing so, we will earn respect from the stronger houses, rather than resentment.
Doesn't everyone need it though? Everyone gets equally impacted by the Ilachi. Same thing when the Iconians were attacking. But, well, not being Klingon, I don't have a full appreciation for how the Klingons think, so appreciate it.
I have received word that systems controlled by House Korath are being attacked by forces loyal to Jumpok. They are being punished for their refusal to bend the knee.
As are many, Jimpok seeks vengeance on any who dare defy him.
Our intel suggests that Akar's virus has been used to render their starships defenseless in several battles. I believe we can forge an alliance with them by providing the countermeasures to the virus. This will give their forces a chance to fight as warriors rather than die without honor in the cold darkness of space.
Agreed. Your plan is worth consideration, Adept. Also, the virus should have been dealt with a long time ago, considering it was first deployed in the Discovery era. Like 100 years ago or so. It definitely shouldn't have been able to have been deployed in this era. Not successfully anyway.
You see, I think that's why we have yet to agree on a plan. Each of us has a bold, challenging goal in mind.
Indeed, and what's your idea, General? You were Chancellor for a time before you were deposed by Jimpok. And you have a better perspective than anyone else currently.
I propose that we go to Kronos and put a batleth into Jimpok's skull. After issuing a formal challenge for the right to lead, of course. As glorious as that would be, it was decided the level of security surrounding the Emperor would be more than even we could handle. That, and the matter of his dishonorable solution to the last fight we had over the Chancellor's seat. Ah!
Now see, of the plans we have heard so far, I have to disagree with this, though. While we do need support, I don't think that it should be a priority to go after smaller houses over larger houses. We can try to gather support just generally from everyone, because everyone needs support in these times. Not just the small and the Prada. Everyone. When you issue the call to arms, you see who comes and answers. That's all it is.
Indeed. I would hear your reasoning for this decision.
As Courtmouth is one of the great houses, they could use our aid. They could see our aid as an insult. This is the only option they're giving us. In other words, it's not an option at all. Are you sure you want to write missions like this, Cryptic? This is not my choice, my decision, or my reasoning.
That may be true, but what of Kuvat? Do we abandon the people there to the Alachi?
No, we help them once we have greater numbers to assist them. I would go in on my own.
Yes. A warrior who enters a battle unprepared is a warrior destined to fail. You are correct. With more forces at our side, we will be able to face the Alachi and aid the people of Kuvat.
That's kind of bold, though, considering we have gone against great forces just, with the numbers that we had. We helped them. And we have succeeded because that's just how powerful we are. But let's decide who to assist first.
I do not disagree. And I believe I know the perfect candidate for this operation. House Kang.
Interesting choice, considering House Kang's past with Starfleet, and with Kirk in particular.
After the death of the Master Kang, the house lost a great deal of influence. It has been in a slow but steady state of decline ever since. They have been seeking a way to restore glory to their house for some time now. Their most recent attempt ended poorly. When Jimpok declared himself emperor, House Kang was preparing to stage a coup. Unfortunately, spies discovered their plan and informed Jimpok. And Imperial security captured most of the leadership of House Kang, and they are on their way to Rura Pente as we speak.
Jim Puck threw me into a prison once. He wanted me to suffer and die without honor. I will not let that happen to the warriors of House Kang.
We're talking to all three of them. Why didn't they come over to talk? We're just shouting over from one side of the bridge to the other. Although Jula's in the middle, we were also talking to Addit and to Laurel. It makes no sense to just leave them there while he's over at one end there. Laurel is on the other side of Jula, who hasn't spoken up yet. You have an idea, General?
I do. I think we should raid that system and liberate the House Kang warriors being held there.
Bold plan, but one that they will not be expecting. In any case, it will be noticed. Wanted to be noticed and use something as a rallying call. I guess that's one option.
I will lead our ground forces on these raids. I knew Dahar Master Kang, and I know many of the current leaders of his house. They will be quicker to trust a familiar face.
And one that looks Klingon to them. Very well.
While we conduct the raids, I want the crews of the Core and Rotaran to seek more allies and conduct reconnaissance. We must be prepared for future battles after this one.
Now that's something I can agree with.
Now, let us show the great houses our strength. Kapla!
Kapla. And off we go. And I still have the ability to pause my recording. Last time it broke, that was a sign that my recording had also.
They're holding General Kanal of House Kang on one of these prison stations, along with many of his loyal warriors. The stations are rigged with sensor jammers, so we'll have to find Kanal and his forces the hard way.
General Martok?
I'll be leading the boarding parties to search for Kanal, starting with Station Alpha. We'll beam over from your ship once you've disabled the station's defenses. Ah, and then things will get interesting. I do not expect the prison guards to give up their prize easily.
Very well. All hands, battle stations. You might notice a tonal difference in Martok's and Jula's speech. Jula sounds harsher. But I've heard some current era Klingons as well that sounded pretty much the same. So it's not something that's era specific. I wasn't able to discern for a bit there. Here, that's better. You see it, Danny. What's that? I'm being chased by a missile? I think it actually hit me before I could get that shot off. Why is it taking so long for me to take out a raptor? work.
Boarding party transport complete. We are engaging the enemy.
Incoming fleet on centers. Prepare for combat!
Oh, I'm always prepared. They're so tight fit together. Let's see how they like something that's designed against tight-knit groups. Why didn't my hazard emitters didn't clear that? How come? I'll take that. It's good for repairing when you need it.
This is Martok. We've completed our search of the station, but Kanal was nowhere to be found. We did find some of his troops, though. Several of them told me that Kanal was taken to Station Gamma for interrogation.
Sounds like we have our next destination.
Indeed. We have some new allies to join in the fight. Kanal's warriors are eager to help us, and I'm inclined to let them.
That's why we came.
Good. We're ready for the next jailbreak. Come and get us.
We're on our way, General. Stand by. Why not? Although those are free. We can do salvage, though.
They'll be waiting for us on Station Gamma. Let's not disappoint them.
I
A
try
leader
not to
who
disappoint.
thinks of those who serve, as well as the Empire. Warriors follow them proudly.
These ones are more spread out. As were the first group we went up against. When it says to disable the station, I wonder to what extent. Like, what systems are still active on it. You seem to be attacking the station while we go after this guy. We missed a lot there. We can also attack the station with fire at will.
Station Gamma is deceased.
Look at all those numbers. You don't have to do a run over it, but I kind of like to. Let's see what
This is
comes in the
Marshall.
report.
Resistance is stronger than anticipated. We need reinforcements immediately.
Understood, General. Will be more troops.
I'm picking up incoming warp signatures. Enemy forces are inbound to our position.
Of course. General, we have company. Will be more forces over when we can.
Here they come. Looks like a Nausicaan mercenary fleet.
Mercenaries, huh? Maybe we could even hire some of them. Let's show them that fighting us is far more costly than they would typically like.
The station is secure, but Kanal is not here. In fact, no one from House Kang is here. Mostly dregs bound for a dishonorable death on that ice ball down there.
Did you find any clues as to Canal's location?
Possibly. I found an old friend of ours locked up over here. That annoying Ferengi who sold us out to Jim Puck back on Nimbus 3. He says he has information, but he'll only speak to you about it.
Madron, huh? This ought to be interesting. Put him through, please.
We meet again, Nemesis. After an unfortunate misunderstanding between myself and the Klingons, I find myself bound for the frozen depths of Rura Pente. They didn't even give me a trial. But my fortunes could be about to change. I know where your famous general is.
And what would you like in exchange for said information, Madron?
Since we lack the time for a proper series of negotiations, I'll make it simple for you. Get me out of here, alive, and I will tell you where he is. Leave me here to my cruel, frozen fate, and you'll never find him.
I'll get you out of there and see to it that you receive a fair trial. That's the final offer.
But you... We have a deal. Even a prison cell on Kronos is better than that frozen nightmare below. I'd be standing before the blessed exchequer within a week. My ledgers are not ready for the final audit.
But where's General Canal, Madron?
One of the prisoners here put a shiv in his back to score points. He should be dead. But the word is Emperor Jempak made it clear he was not to die a warrior's death. Unfortunately, the surgeon here is an incompetent drunk. So they took Kanal to Beta Station for medical treatment over there. Check the sickbay logs under snacks and libations if you don't believe me.
General Marchuk?
It appears the little Capex is telling the truth. Pity. I was looking forward to dangling him by his ears from an airlock until he talked.
General.
Very well. I'll bring him along and throw him by the ears into your brig. Enough of this. We're ready to beam out when you are.
Understood. Stand by. Security, prepare a cell in the brig. Could take that for more salvage. Quarter range starts well before we're over.
Quickly! Kanal has survived one attack. He may not survive another.
Full impulse.
Enemy vessel be close. It's a dreadnought.
I won't stop us. Come on, you can do better, can't you? Where's my fix? That's better. Somewhat, anyway. Amalgam, huh? Tractor beam? I don't think so. Let's use the green weapon. They have tractor beam locks. I think we've got this under control now. Honestly, no one's going to have that much fighting power left at 8% hull. We do have to deal with just one more. And it's dealt with.
That dreadnought's arrival worked in our favor. The guards were distracted by your glorious battle, and Kanal used the opportunity to stage a riot. By the time we got here, most of the fighting was over.
Oh, it seems that he used what was used against him originally when he was captured to turn the tables. Nice work there. There will be other battles, General.
Indeed. Kanal is still in one piece, and we're all ready to leave this place.
Understood. Stand by for transport.
Lady Joula and Laurel, you honor us, Mother. House Kang will not forget your actions today.
You're needed in the fight to restore the Empire, General. The honor was ours.
Well said. Jempok sending my troops and I to die in prison is cause enough for us to rally to your banner. But no Klingon would turn their backs on a campaign to save our glorious Empire. Give the call to arms, and House Kang will answer.
I'd send those to one of my other characters.
Come on, General. You will not have to wait long to heed such a call to glory.
Stay ready. We will be in touch.
We are receiving an incoming transmission from a dead Pa.
On screen.
House Korath is under attack once more. This time in the Forca system. A number of their ships have been disabled by Akar's virus and left to die in the void. He is sending a message. Stand against the Emperor and face a dishonorable death.
Another mind game. That's unusual for Klingons. But let's see what we can do.
Indeed. But this is a game we can win. If we move quickly, we can reach Forcas before those vessels break down and explode. We can give them the countermeasures they need to survive.
What's the call here?
I will not stand by and do nothing when we have the means to save those warriors. A dead Pa, we will meet you in the Forca system. Be prepared to render assistance to the Korath vessels.
Now, set a course for the Vorka system. Maximum warp. Oh, it actually does it right away. Of course, we could use transwarp.
From what I can tell, Akar has infected these ships with a virus similar to the one he used to destroy the Lucara. It renders them defenseless and unable to move, while every critical system begins to break down and fail. Eventually, the systems regulating their antimatter containment fields will fail. I think you know what happens after that.
Yes, we've seen that sort of thing before. Several times, actually. I think maybe the Klingons got sort of a copy of the Iconian virus, because that's pretty much what that does as well. And to save a bit of space. Getting closer. Can we stop the virus?
Yes, I have started to modify the countermeasures we have used before when dealing with Akar's little tricks. They should be ready by the time we reach those vessels.
Excellent.
Remain vigilant as we approach those vessels. I have studied recent records of battle. Akar has used remotely controlled ships as bombs before.
Good point. There could be another one of his traps. Run, stay sharp. Which way to anomalies? Let's pick up those first, and then deal with whatever this is. Usually there's more textures on my map. Something's just not loading. Also grid. Whoa. That's not right at all. Am I moving? I'm thinking disconnect. See what happens if I try to turn. Now I can. Like there's a wall. That's not forming right. Okay, I am going to go out maybe to the login screen and then back in. Maybe that will help. We'll see if that worked. It still has the same kind of textureless feel to it. I may have to exit the game and then go back in. Why would there be a wall there? Let's see what happens if we actually tried to do the mission.
Enemy ships inbound on an attack vector. Ship is under attack.
Yeah, I gather that. Let's make things difficult for them, shall we? Savage.
Use them to restore the Korath vessels.
I do not know how you did it, and I do not care. My ship is ready for battle once more.
There are other ships to assist, however.
Yes, and Jumpock's loyalists may return as well. This time, their cowardly tricks will not work. I thought Admiral DeVere to be an honorable warrior, but he is just as treacherous as his Emperor. Bah! If he shows his face again, I will make it uglier for him!
It's good to fight at your side. COPPA. Or salvage. They're not worth much to salvage, is think it like that. At least I don't think they are. But salvages and gives you things that you need in order to upgrade. You ready for the guys that are going to...
Admiral DeVere!
Oh, really? He came in alone? Oh. Seems that's a tough, not so small ship. definitely harder than our ship, but we're faster. They got 3 locks on him. Let's get a bit further, and then once we have the range, I forgot that should be fired from closer in. But it'll still hit.
I shall return!
A containment field collapsed on one of the Korak vessels!
Is that supposed to happen?
We were too late for most of them. Some escape pods were able to reach a safe distance before the end. One vessel remains. Do we have enough time to save them?
Why don't we just go do it?
They're doing what they can against the virus. We have some time before their core systems reach a critical state.
Acknowledged.
Do not abandon the warriors in escape pods. You have time. Rescue them, so they may fight on as warriors. Right now, you need to save the ones who need your help the most.
Very well. Prepare to conduct rescue operations.
Notify sickbay. Some of those survivors may need medical
An
attention.
enemy force just dropped out of warp.
Why can't we help the main ship? Oh, let's call in some reinforcements.
That's the last of them. It's time to restore the last Korak vessel.
Agreed. Not that they don't care, but the attacking vessels, I just put priority over rescuing.
I am
Isn't that
Contractor,
what's supposed
son
to
of Gatral. I lead the forces of House Korath in this system. Your assistance is appreciated, but the battle isn't over yet.
explain?
Admiral Dever will not give up so easily. When he said he would return, he meant it. And he will come with reinforcements. I will not allow him to take this system.
Do you propose, Captain?
Now that you have restored our ships, we will make our stand here.
Captain, while I appreciate your courage, you must realize your forces are in no shape to engage Dever. Such a battle is unwise. You should withdraw.
He could back us up.
Dever is powerful, but he is not invincible. My ship may be damaged, but even a dreadnought can't survive the explosion from a warp core breach at point-blank range. I am prepared to deliver that fatal blow.
A suicide attack? Then how would you continue to fight?
It is his duty to defend this system by any means necessary. He wishes to lead his forces to victory as a warrior born. You could leave him to his fate. Without our ships, his fleet will probably lose the battle. With our aid, however, victory could be found, along with a new ally.
I understand. Your counsel is appreciated, Laurel, even if the lesson you teach is a bitter one. Captain Gatrak, we will remain in the system and fight by your side, to the end.
Very well. Honor to you and your house, matriarch. Today we will rid the stars of Dever and his lackeys. Comply!
Alert all hands, battle stations.
Attention, enemy forces! Out of respect for your courage, I offer you the chance to quit this system and surrender it to the authority of Emperor Jempok. Remain, and I shall give you the honor of a warrior's death.
Offer denied, Admiral. Icewind Dale, out. Notice we can supply some repairs to our allied ships. So I'm not sure if that is what we're supposed to do. Let's take on the little guys first. Do I have support fleet again? Probably not. Maybe I do. That's a tough ship. I don't think I'll get it very easily. Whoops. I had it, and then I didn't have it. It does happen sometimes. I get into the position I want to be able to use some of my support abilities, and then I get hit one too many times too quickly. I guess he did what he wanted. But he did not say today is a good day to die. He must be disappointed. And after that, there's nothing? No one wants to say anything? Maybe it got triggered by accident. Something tells me there's intended to be more dialogue. It just didn't come. Which is weird in the universe itself. And Kachuk would have died in vain.
Indeed. But now, the Vernus fleet were critical to Jempok's plan for the sector. Without House Korath will be able to maintain control here.
Fight against Shimbok is not over.
Agreed. With the loss of Katrak, I am now in command of our forces here. Know that you can rely on us when the time comes. Until then, we will await your call to glorious battle. Kapla!
Martok sends word from the Kuvat system. It is not good news.
What's happening there?
New rifts are opening, and the Alachi are sending fleets to attack from them. I failed the people of Kuvat once. I will not fail them again.
Very well. Your plan?
Inform our allies and ask them to assemble at Kuvat. We will meet at Martok's coordinates. Together, we can defeat the Alachi and save the people of Kuvat.
This sounds like we're leaving. Let's try and get this. Hopefully it's not still behind a wall. Although I have a feeling that it is. Unfortunate. It seems a lot like this was not implemented correctly. And this is the first mission to behave this way. I don't think it's my connection since I'm still connected. And I went out and back in far enough that I could see what was affecting what, or if it was affecting things. Well, I don't think it's that. Fortunate as it is, I'm going to have to say I don't like having a wall between me and my research. And leave it where it is. An unfortunate way, of course, to experience such a mission. But we have had missions like this before anyway. We've had to rescue ships under attack. Even in this arc in particular. Well, we've dealt with the virus before. Oh well. It is what it is.
Word from the Kuvat new rift. Inform our
Yeah, it makes us leave.
There are still a few ships defending the system, but they are outnumbered by the enemy.
Orlachi could arrive at any time. We need to move quickly.
Martok is here, but where are our allies? Why did they not answer the call to arms?
They'll be here. They're just taking a bit of time.
Have patience. The warriors of House Kang had to return to their vessels. House Korath's fleet was decimated by Akar's virus.
They'll need time to regroup and respond.
Yes, but they will respond, for they are Klingon. They gave their word, and they will honor it. It falls to us to hold the line and keep the Alache at bay until they arrive. Kapla!
Red alert all hands, battle stations. Let's get this thing done. Maybe we can surprise and get it done before it.
Warning, ship is under attack.
So the Alachi can be pretty tough. Some of their ships are tougher than others. Now you can see again the way the map usually is.
Your face. You are Cha'ula of House Mokai. Your craven weapon scarred Kuvat and killed many Klingons. Why are you here? Do you come to atone for your crimes?
He actually guessed right.
In a way, yes. I have come to defend the birth world of my mother from these attacks. My allies and I pledge to stop the Alachi and seal these rifts forever.
And how am I to know that this is not more of your Mokai treachery? Honeyed words meant to deceive and ensnare before the killing blow?
Watch and learn, Captain.
You have my word of honor, warrior. Mine and the word of General Martok. I trust that will be sufficient.
Considering we found you in Grathor, I don't think your word is worth all that much. But General Martok is very well known and very well liked.
I have heard that you walked among us once again, Laurel. It pleases me to see the rumors are true. If you and Martok are willing to fight at Cha'ula's side, I will do so as well.
Okay.
Now, you say you come to help with these rifts. There is one nearby. Show us that your word has value here, Cha'ula. Close the rift now.
We'll do what we can, Captain. Whether that means that we'll be doing it and not Laurel. Oh, it's right next to us. Closing.
2 more rifts have opened nearby.
Let's head for Alpha. I wanted to close it before they started to fire on me. And I'm not getting the prompt again. They disabled my stuff this time. That's created a bit of trouble for them. That causes explosions.
Hull integrity below 75%.
Yeah, but it's coming back up. On to beta. Maybe if I slow down, I'll actually buy enough time to close this. Well, or not. Now the Avachi have other problems, which I have called it. man. There's the one I have attacked. So many explosions.
Reading a new rift opening, much larger than before.
We
Of
must
course it is.
investigate it at once.
All these rifts, at least they're not open with my serial weapons. Or at least it would seem not to be. They're not
This
in
new
range.
rift is a lot larger and more powerful than any we have seen so far. Are we going to be able to close it?
We'll need to run some scans and see what can be done.
Well, out with it. Can we close it or not?
But if do your readings match mine?
They do. I am reading two signals from the other side of the rift. One is using a heavily encrypted Alachi code. The other is using code unique to House Mukai.
What end?
I
Why?
believe someone has acquired some of the Mokai tech from our earlier incursions into the mycelial realm and modified it. They are using it to create these rifts.
It's your technology. Can you send a shutdown command? Turn it off.
I have tried several times. The command systems are not recognizing the orders.
What's our next move?
We will not be able to do much more from here. The solution to this problem lies within the mycelial network.
Sounds like we're going in. What do you propose?
You and I will lead a team into the mycelial network and attempt to contact our allies there. Perhaps the Jasep or the liberated Alachi can assist us. Failing that, we will need to find a solution to the problem ourselves within the network.
So I guess we go.
Bringing a resolution to this conflict with the Alachi will be difficult, Jagula. But I believe you will find a way to do so. Go now. We will wait for you here and defend Kovat from any further attacks. COPPA!
See you on the other side. Oh, away team time. Okay.
This is what it was like before, when my forces attacked. I was a fool, blind with rage. I am not proud of this. Then, the task to restore order fell upon your shoulders. Now, that responsibility belongs to me.
You have allies here, do not forget.
I am reading several Alachi life signs nearby. They appear to be in an agitated state. I doubt they would be willing or able to help us. Get ready to fight!
Understood. Ready weapons.
I am also picking
Why are we
up an
taking
Alachi
commands from her?
communication relay on the tricorder. Perhaps we can use it to send a message to our allies within the mycelial realm.
Only one way to find out. Looks like there are a lot of them. Well, we can't call on the walker or the additional targs. Or maybe because we're not in combat yet. No, I still don't have it.
Ilachi! They were waiting to attack!
Alright, move it. Most of my abilities are disabled here. Wait, I'm wearing the wrong armor too. I can assimilate. Roll.
Any Ilachi life signs in the area?
They can't beam in. No, you said this was like before, but it doesn't look like it.
Those lights. Those are the filaments used for transport here, yes? They connect different parts of the mycelial realm.
They do, but they look a bit different than they did before.
We should be able to use this to reach the next island and continue our search for the comms relay.
Well, only way to see whether or not it works.
The communication relay lies ahead. If my readings are accurate, we can use it to trigger a signal. Something that our allies among the liberated Ilachi will notice.
I'm sure we can make a noticeable modification. Also sure that we will not be left alone to modify it as we please. I will make some preparations this time. That will be good enough for now. We'll see what happens afterwards. There's no use in putting in more effort if nothing does.
To boost the signal. Let us continue onward. We may find a stronger relay station deeper within the realm.
On to the next bridge then. Nope, not a tribble.
Another Ilachi comms relay just ahead. Perhaps we can use it to boost our signal and make contact with the liberated Ilachi.
Speaking of using things, maybe that would help with the shot. Move out. Stay sharp. And again, that's a console, not an. It would have to replace one of these. And all of these are already used. Okay, time for preparation again. Okay, activating the beacon.
Look out! More Ilachi are attacking!
Too bad we couldn't take our drones with us. Oh, it had support.
Look, that Ilachi doesn't seem corrupted like the others.
Richard.
Still untrue, my friend. You are fortunate. I received your last transmission. I see that you travel with the criminal, Jaula. This is most unusual. Please, explain yourself.
We need to seal a massive rift, and we need your help to do so.
If you do not trust me, Ilachi, trust in your friend's judgment. I am here to help. We believe there are others using modified versions of my tech to create a massive rift. Our attempts to shut it down have not been successful. Perhaps, by working together, we can close the rift and put an end to the spread of corruption here.
You're speaking the truth, Tarsev. We are not your enemy.
This would explain why our efforts to neutralize the corruption have failed. We did not have the information on war tech we needed. Jaula, if you give me your word of honor, I will assist you around once more.
I give you my word of honor as a Klingon warrior and the leader of my house. We will fight at your side and work together to make things right in this place.
You're here.
Very well. We must move quickly. The corrupted ones have sent a fleet of considerable strength through it to attack your realm, and are preparing more vessels to strike.
What's our next move?
There is a device nearby that we can use to destabilize the rift. Come, I will show you the way.
Lead the way. Although that was already implied. Nope. Came all the way back there for a potato. And fruit. Those I cannot salvage, but I can give them some of my officers to hold. Surely one of them is already holding a potato. Is not as sentient as I typically thought that I would. Oh, it's already unlocked. Okay. Energy Siphon reduces shield hardness and damage resistance. That'd be handy. It says to follow him. I followed him. Is all the twisting, turning, and rotating really necessary? Just go to the next thing.
A shaper lies ahead.
You know, get to
It
the
is
point.
a device that uses spore mist to alter the terrain and the environment.
How can it help us?
We can reconfigure this device to release a wave of energized spore mist. The wave will cleanse the corruption from the mycelium as it flows throughout the realm.
And the rift?
It will begin to destabilize, eventually reaching a point where it can be closed. Be advised, the corrupted ones are using the Shaper to maintain the rift. They will defend it to the death.
Kind of expected that. It wants us to go this way? I don't think we can. Very far anyway. I guess it makes sense that I can't summon my targs, since they're from a different realm. Could have put down stuff all the time. Oh. Another fruit.
Good. We can now use the Shaper to undo the madness of the corrupted ones.
We?
Yes. Myself and Ja'ula. She will deal with her tech, while I deal with that of the corrupted ones. Working together, we can enable the reconfiguration process and destabilize the rift.
Sounds like a plan.
Remain vigilant, or the corrupted ones will return. And in force. You must defend us while we reconfigure the Shaper.
Or quickly, we need to end the siege of Kibot. Wonder. Did I put voice? No. Now it's not. They're going to be walking together. I can use the assimilate on them. Just grunts though.
Quickly, use the other console to unlock the next set of modifications.
Well, they said quickly. That should help. I can thin them out, but there come a lot of them.
Move to the next console and unlock it.
Okay. Yeah, they're not particularly powerful, each one on their own, but considering how many there are,
Now, activate the final sequence of the console on the far side of the machine.
far side. Oh. I hope this works. Trusting your word, you know.
The wave is cleansing the realm of corruption, and the rift is beginning to destabilize.
Excellent. What now?
I will return with you to your realm. The liberated Alachi wish to bring an end to such incursions to our realm, and I believe I can help you with that task.
You'll be welcome to join us in the effort, Tarsev. I have these on the ship already. Here, take another fruit, Janice.
Very well. Let us return to your ship now. The window for safe transport back to your realm is closing soon.
Right. That's it. I don't need to pick up all this stuff from the grunts. It wouldn't be good stuff anyway.
Come on! I see your efforts were successful. Adetpa tells me we will be able to close the rift soon.
Even the zone name when it was loading wasn't named completely correctly. It had a ACW code, which of course would stand for Klingon Civil War. But it should have just said the system name instead. Anyway, yes, once the rift destabilizes to a critical level.
Very well. In Until that time comes, we must defend Kuvat and face the Alachi in battle.
Any sign of our allies?
We have detected several Klingon vessels on long-range sensors. They are approaching at high warp, but we do not know if they are friends or foes.
Understood. All hands, battle stations. We will hold the line until we can close the rift. It just says to defeat them, nothing else. Well, we know how this song and dance goes because we've been doing it for so long. Some might say too long. Hear that? Did it not? They're suffering a little too much fire. Let's get closer to one so we can do this. Jumped. Come on. They can't stand up against our forces now. Sometimes it takes a while for our weapons to recharge.
The rift has destabilized to a point where it can be closed from this side.
Members are over here on my thing. Good news.
I recommend haste. The corrupted ones have a large fleet moving to exit the rift as we speak.
Acknowledge. Moving to close the rift now. I stayed close to it so that I could.
Watch out! An Alachi fleet made it out before the rift closed.
Ooh, big J-Lock. No, you don't. Shuttle. Come on. I think this is auxiliary. I don't have a weapon. Almost done with the assault pistol. Is that the whole fleet?
Victory is ours. The Alachi have been driven from the system, and Kuvat is secure once more.
News of this will spread through the Empire like wildfire.
Yes, to friends and foes alike. After today, more allies will join forces with us, along with House Kang and House Korra.
We'll need them in our aid when we face Jempok's forces.
I have received word from my contacts among the Orions at the Gorn. They stand ready to join us when the time comes.
Excellent.
The three Alachi will join the fight as well. We desire an end to this conflict, and to the usage of the mycelial weapon.
I agree with that.
Tarsem, I would speak with you later about a mycelial matter. For now, however, I believe we all have to prepare for the last campaign. Soon, the time will come to face Jempok and his forces in battle.
Indeed, it appears all roads lead to Kronos. We must be ready. But all of that was a single mission. It took nearly 2 hours to get to this point. Whereas previous missions were 45 minutes to an hour, maybe if they were on the longer side. I do not like the way that these missions have been written.
Word of our deeds is spreading throughout the Empire. More allies stand ready to fight at our side, but we cannot rest easy. The mad Emperor will retaliate with all the forces he can muster. While it is said that revenge is a dish that is best served cold, we should expect the unexpected from Jempok. In his madness, he will be unpredictable. In his desperation, he may commit unthinkable acts to avenge his losses. I feel the final days of this war are upon us, but I know from experience that those days can be terrible to face. We can only follow the example of Kalish and fight with honor.
Why does she pronounce his name Kalish and not Kalis, like the other? Is Daylon remembered the next one? Oh, it's the last one, too.
Jempok is trapped on Kronos, guarded by the few warriors loyal to his cause. Our recent victories have weakened his position and brought many allies to our banner. There will not be a better time to strike. As Kalish once defeated the forces of the tyrant Molor, so shall we put an end to the reign of Jempok. Join us in the Boreth system as we prepare for glorious and honorable battle.
Okay, but before we do that, I want to stop in at Seoul, or Space Dock, in order to offload some of the stuff we got and to switch ships. Because now that this has full mastery, there's no point in using it. At least very little point. I will pause recording there. It's time to switch to something more appropriate. It's unfortunate, in my opinion, that that mission was structured that way. And also didn't throw in as much new stuff as I would have liked. It feels significantly, perhaps too significantly, like the previous missions we've had. Ooh, I be skipping frames on my run. Oh, it's Addie. It's a bit early. I forgot a bit, although I really shouldn't have. But he also streams on Saturdays and on YouTube about 1:30, 2 o'clock-ish. Times I don't really tend to use. Oh. I guess it's one of the more unique items. I can't put it there. I'm pretty sure these can't go. Yeah. Okay. And let's do the other thing I wanted to do, which was to switch. Okay. You see Sakuta around. It's Eddie. Be sure to say hi. Alright. We have Master on this one. What I don't like about this is it only has 1.5 weapons in the back, even though it has so many in the front. Let's take our lasers from it, though. Let's on that one. I rather like it. That one. Good. More cannons? All depend. This one I didn't end up liking. It was pretty fragile. This one big and heavy, but that's what you expect from a dreadnought. The fun thing is, since it looks a bit like a ship, and it leans, it seems like it's sailing through space. Now what we have here is one of my favorite ships. Let's put on stuff. I left this stuff behind. Let's not make that mistake. Forget how many consoles, so I'll just bring along as much as I can. This was the Alachi thing, I think. Or green energy dissipator, so we don't need that. But we do need... I did already take the phaser relay. Go to the Gundam again. And I can park these weapons here for now. May need that. Got all the right ones. Of course, I didn't switch these over yet. I think I did use these ones for something before. Which ones did I want? They look very much the same. Quantum phase one, maybe? What is this on the shield? Definitely Beta defense. The question is keeping one or both of those behind. Making getting in behind me very, very hazardous. Could put this there. Let's at least take it with us. It could be the better option there. I'm not really sure though. We have weapons. This is probably weapons. Yeah. Let's actually put weapons in. That's how useful that could be. And also, before I forget again, take this. Now it looks all fancy. Come on. See how much of that we actually need. And of course, these go in. I could have used the mind thing, of course, but I don't tend to. Let's mention yes. How many did I need? Probably all of them. Wait, that's a science console. What does this do again? That's definitely good to have. Especially if I want to be tanky. Take this out. Put these two in. Yet I cannot take everything with me. And I need spaces to store things, so in an extra mag. I almost wanted to use that too. We'll take this with us. And this has a lot of space here. Not lots of weapon there, but I'm pretty sure I'll pick up more later. Well, that looks alright. Next. Sure that the stations are set up correctly. I think I set it up before, and that's why it looks like that. Is that universal? This might be universal. And do I have the same sort of setup with Bashir? It might be a bit better. Or switch Dorothea and Bashir. Because he has Science Team 2, so it's more powerful. Although this also up sometimes. That actually might help more if the Alachi show up. Don't need to do that. Also this and this. So I have both of them anyway. Okay. Next step, go up and make sure that the skills are in correctly into the quick slot. That way, when we go in, we don't make that many mistakes. Right over the top of this guy. There are quite a few not in there, it would seem. And this one comes. Impact is flooding? Really? There's some that always seem to be in, but others not. It's a mystery why they seem to choose which ones they do. And the greater one is there. Or the members pirate. That one didn't seem to be. One isn't. Movers, of course. H 3. We need that. Captain Petra and Cascade. And you go here. And roll is there. Stage shield frequency there. It is in. Then conversion beam is there. Tactical mode. Yeah. At least I think that's tactical mode right there. Yeah. Okay, set and lock. You like the fact that the tactical mode changes things about the way this ship looks. One of the reasons why I like it so much. And then the phaser Lotus Blossom is an awesome skill. Watch this. It changed the angles on the pylons too. And then split it open so that it could fire. Now this is a smaller, more maneuverable ship. Also, it was a design that was for the contest for the next Enterprise, the Enterprise F. Not the one that was picked though, but instead of just saying, sorry you didn't win, there was a better, more Enterprise-ish design. They said, well, we'd still like to use your design, maybe we could give it to Nog's ship instead. Yeah, they went with that. Now I guess I could, well, let's not just pick up the recording, which has been pausing all this time. But let's go to the mission. Hopefully this one isn't all that long, but I could do it all the way through. Do the cells point up? But if they point up when you're in warp, but they point down in tactical mode, that's kind of cool, actually. Because it shows what each one is. Anyway, let's begin. And resume the recording because we're going to zoom into the Borth system. Oh, we're coming in to the Katinga. So we need to speak to everyone. Commander Benar and Captain Kanal are here. Remember, we just finished recruiting them, essentially.
And then he said, either move, or I'm going to have to place you under arrest. Ah! A Ferengi Starfleet cadet telling 3 Klingon warriors to move. That boy had more courage than 10 of these Nook pools surrounding Jimpak. Remember this. Courage comes in all sizes and shapes.
Are you talking about Captain Nog? No, it's true, and obviously he's come a long way, although I do kind of miss him in this mission. It'd be nice to have him beside us, too. And speaking of courage, well, if you knew what he did during the Iconian War, you might have been surprised.
Dahar Master Kang knew this as well. When I was a child, he told me of his glorious adventures. He went into battle with brave and honorable warriors from many worlds. Humans, Trill, even Vulcans.
Vulcans can be very brave.
I do not care what planets they come from. If they are here to knock Jempak from his throne, they are friends of mine. If we are victorious, I will drink with them and sing great songs of glory. And should we die, I will see them in Stovacor, and we will take our place among the honored dead.
Wow. Why do I have so many empty slots? We need from that, got assembled in the corner. Rubber shield? Oh, it's there. Been there before. Now I've got this in these. Let's see. I really still have these, but they're only useful in certain situations. It's that one. So discipline I didn't have. I didn't have this active either. But this is the basic ones down here. Why are they not? I got reputation flourish up, but not that. I don't see that one. Oh, there it is. There's something else that was repeated. What was it? Is it support drone verification 3? I thought I had 2 supports, but one of them might have been a console that I switched out. Yeah, let's lock it like that.
As we stand ready to attack Jimpok, I am reminded of another adversary, Cole of House Cole. Like Jimpok, he craved personal power, to be the single ruler of the Empire. For a time, it seemed that he would succeed, but in the end, his arrogance led to his undoing. Such will be the fate of Jimpok today.
Yes, his pursuit of power will not end well.
I regret following the orders of such a dishonorable leader. Fortunately, there are others who stand ready to take his place and serve the Empire well. The future holds no place for Jimpok and those like him. The only place for them is Grethel.
Notice he's wearing a Kittimer uniform. Kind of like ours, only Klingon and not colored as purple. Maybe right. I doubt he will seek an honorable end to this conflict.
Jimpok ordered the invasion of Gorn space and forced our king to bend the knee. Since then, we have been little more than puppets of the Empire and of Jimpok. Today, we will fight for the Empire, not as pawns, but as equals. Today, the puppets will cut the strings.
Interesting how he looks like a kind of a cross between the TOS Gorn and the way Sass looks, which is a much more aggressive version. Agreed, an alliance of equals is far more preferable. Oh, she's over there. Let's see who she's talking with. Oh, makes sense that she'd be with Captain Yulia. She was from Nimbus 2. And here is Captain Krur.
There is a human saying. Necessity is the mother of invention. After all I have experienced in this war, I have come to realize the profound wisdom in those words. Necessity drove me to create defenses against the tricks of Akar. It has driven us to work with the Alachi on defenses against a weapon that once belonged to us.
And also against a weapon which belonged to the Federation. Well, things change, but we'll always see the true nature of people once they act.
It also led to the means to close mycelial rifts and restore the sanity of corrupted Elachi, to turn foes into friends.
Indeed, we gained staunch allies in the liberated Alachi.
I suppose necessity drove us to join the fight against Jimpok. Although the chance to make a tidy profit was also a motivating factor. I suspect the Nausicaans, Lethians, and Pharasans felt the necessity of staying loyal to Jimpok. Too bad. They're about to learn they're backing the wrong side.
Hard lesson, but one we have to teach. Yeah, so you're just leaning there chilling while everyone else is standing. Well, her here, she's leading. Her here is standing. I guess next we just pass. Oh, it's anywhere we go. But yeah, I've also got on the Kittimer Alliance uniform. The skirt come with it too, or is it something else? No, the skirt is from something else. Anyway, let's go to the cutscene.
You stand ready to fight and restore the Empire.
Now they're walking to go around.
It is my honor to go into battle with you. Know this. Today, the forces of Jimpok will know defeat.
They'll know a bit more than that, won't they?
You know what you must do. Face your enemy, show them your blade, fight well, in the name of Kalis, and for the glory of the Empire.
He says Kalis too, which is the pronunciation we tried for I don't know how long. But it's been that way in this game for a long time. I think only Laurel, maybe she says Kalish. Oh, maybe it's a dialect. Let's go with that as an explanation for it than anything else. That it's a dialectic difference.
Remember what you fight for today. All of you, no matter what world you call home, know what it means to be Klingon. If that is in your heart, and the enemy takes your life, today will be a good day to die.
Or a better day to live. Don't forget you have allies outside of the Empire too. That's why we're here. Win or lose, the Klingon Empire will not soon forget this.
Well said. All hands, report to your stations. We depart for Kronos soon. Dismissed. Before you return to your ship, I would speak to you.
Very well. What's on your mind?
A lot is riding on the Alachi, and their modifications to this vessel. Do they have your confidence, your trust?
They do. Tarsem and his people will not fail us.
Let us hope so. There is one other matter, a personal request.
I'm listening.
You were at my side in Grethel. You know of the deal I made to secure Laurel's freedom. I have asked those I trust to fulfill my oath should I fall in battle. I count you among their number. If I die before ending Akar and Jempak, will you do what must be done to send them both to Grethel?
I'll do what I can should that come to pass, though I'm sure it won't.
Very well. By your hand or mine, may Akar and Jempak stand before Feklar on this day.
Right well, Matriarch.
The fleet is in position. Beam back to your ship when you are ready to proceed.
Very well. On the broom. One to beam up. And
the fleet
straight
is
in.
in position, just outside the range of enemy sensors. When the word is given, we'll go to maximum warp and travel to the assigned coordinates. Move your vessel into position when you are ready.
That is quite the collection. Understood, General. Gun Grim. We have some resources right here for the taking. That is the wrong way. Other side? I don't want to break this just for one of them. It's a bumpy ride right now. I don't know if that's a connection issue on the server, but I don't. It's on mine.
The time draws near. If you are prepared for battle, I will give the order to begin the invasion of Kronos.
Engage.
For honor, for glory, for the Empire! All ships have reported in. We are holding position outside the Praxis debris field. Loyalist forces are moving into defensive positions as expected.
This is USS Gondogrim. Ready when you are.
The last time I saw Praxis, it was the first night of a full moon. Like the Empire, I thought it would last forever. And yet now, the Empire is shattered, like the moon above our homeworld.
Unlike Praxis, the Emperor can be restored. Alright. I think Praxis was the moon that was destroyed in Star Trek 3 or 4. There's a scene where Sulu on the Excelsior was talking about. And after the whole thing with Praxis, the Kilmer Courage, the original ones, were signed.
Indeed. It is our duty, and we will not fail. Attention all hands! The time has come. Begin the assault. For the Empire!
Alert all hands battle station.
Yes, this is more like it. Helm, get us into knife fighting range. Tactical, full power to disruptors.
The incoming hostile will detonate. Nothing and perhaps.
I feel like I've got a proper ship under me.
Well, are you going to chew ligament all day? Shut up and fight!
Wait your turn, woman. Gunner, you may fire the weapon at will.
The Christock is ready to fire, but it isn't targeting the Katinga.
What? All ships, take evasive action!
I don't think we're evading. Really? A shuttle? Not the wisest course. Maybe we should get into the main fight. Tactical mode. Prepare to be torn apart. Yourself. It wasn't as spectacular as it usually is. A lot of stuff to pick up.
All hands, prepare to be targeted by the mycelial weapon. Brace for impact.
Let's see what it does.
I told you not to fire at Jaula. Was she destroyed?
I cannot tell. Too much interference on sensors.
Liberated a Lachi fleet, huh? Or the Katinga just comes out. Doing it like Abrams would, huh?
It worked. device worked.
Once more onto the breach.
Dear friend.
Borrowing from the humans, huh? Why not?
The liberated Alachi are here to fight at your side, as we promised.
Glory to you, Toxic, and to you. Come back!
They're sure dishing it out. I could barely get in there. Nope. I was taking quite the beating. Ray is stuttering too much. Come on. I'm trying to do stuff, but it's not. Oh, come on. There we go. Why is it so stuttering now? I'm breaking out something else.
It is called a hydro bomb. A terrorist placed it in the planet's core during the war with the Federation.
Wait, let's see if we can begin that again. Where we can get the full sense of what's being said. I was trying to pick up these things since it's in a solo mission. What just exploded?
To all warriors aboard the Christock, this is Matriarch Jaula. You are beaten. Stand down and prepare to be boarded. Surrender the tyrant Jimpock to me, and you will be shown leniency. Defend him, and you will know death.
Really think they'll surrender?
There will be no victory for you today, traitors. If I cannot have Kronos, no one will. I will detonate the very weapon that Lorel used to become Chancellor. The home world will become the grave of the Klingon Empire. Test me at your peril.
What weapon is he talking about, Lorel?
It is called a hydro bomb. A terrorist placed it in the planet's core during the war with the Federation. Some allies acquired the detonator and gave it to me. It allowed me to give the High Council a choice. Accept my leadership, end the war, or face the destruction of Kronos.
And she also pronounces Kronos in an odd way. Kronos instead. But she's talking about the crew of the USS Discovery, and in particular Michael Burnham, from what I can remember of Season 1. Now Jimpock is offering us a similar choice.
He has been to the Great Hall and raised defensive shields. He means to dig in, wait for reinforcements, and force us to quit the field. If we push too hard, call his bluff.
We need options, and fast.
I have known Jimpock longer than any of you. I have faced him in battle. I know his heart. Go to him and issue a formal challenge. His pride, his arrogance will not allow him to refuse you.
Do it to the death for the right to lead.
Sometimes the old ways are best. Face the filthy Patach, Jaula, and bury
In a way, I'd prefer Jula over Laurel, but why not Martok or Lady Sorella do it?
Whatever you plan to do, I recommend haste. The IKS Targ is approaching with a fleet at high warp.
A car.
Very well. Adenpa, I want you and Cochrane to lead our forces here against Akar and his fleet. I will lead a team to First City and seek to challenge Jempok there. As former chancellors, I would like Laurel and Martok at my side to bear witness to our honorable victory.
I'll go with you.
If that is your wish, I will not deny you. We will transport as close as we can to the Great Hall and begin the final assault from there. Kapla!
Let's do. There's a lot in these storylines which doesn't gel very well. It's not very smooth or fluid. And some of the choices as to who they bring in.
Have a word with Adenpa, if we survive. This is not an ideal place to begin our attack. That smell, worse than Feklaw's backside.
It's certainly unique. See what we can ditch before we get more stuff to ditch. Remember, go with Tetron. Small chance to damage just shields. Plasma though. What are you gonna need? Too heavy. Sometimes just dual is okay. Because what happens is that as you fire, there is of course a certain amount of energy that comes out as drawn per shot. And as that goes down, your rate of fire decreases until you cannot fire anymore. The dual heavy cannons have a bigger draw on your energy resources. In the end, you have to decide, do you want the heavier fire or a faster rate of fire?
Under the circumstances, this was the closest she could get us to the Great Hall. Plug your nose and forge on.
What is the best route from here?
I know a path that leads to the Proving Grounds. From there, we should be able to fight our way to the Great Hall.
You want us to fight through from the Proving Grounds? Well, if you say that's best, lead the way.
Listen, do you hear? The sounds of battle and bloodthirsty targs. Keep your weapons handy. The enemy is nearby.
Weapons ready, move out.
Be wary. Around here, we have more than Jimpok's troops to worry about.
They stand to suffer under Jimpok's rule. We may have more allies here than you think, General.
Can we proceed this way? No. No, it's a well-designed wall at least. I'll take the out. Whoa. I was not expecting their fire so soon. But okay. You can tell exactly why I pick the team I do with the skills that they have, they will literally keep me alive.
Look, dissension in the ranks. Now is the time to strike.
Take the loyalists down while they are distracted.
Hold your
Are you
fire!
behind?
I am General Martok. Who do you fight for?
We are warriors of House Kang, General. We fight to restore the Empire.
Good enough for me. That doesn't work for very far. What does this do again? You could just use it, I guess. Well, these guys go down pretty fast. Anyway. Anyone else? I'm 47 for spot.
Well fought, Orion. That Orion was leading the defense here. Let us see what he knows about enemy defenses.
I think that is very useful for. Oh, they're all too high anyway. I would have left it. I turn it into salvage anyway. I don't think very many people use that. Dude, nice gun.
The Lady Jahula of House Mocha. Truly, it is an honor to meet you. Please, allow me to offer you my personal gratitude.
No funny pheromone play, please.
What are you talking about?
Wondering about that myself.
His name is Usan Vek, and he is a notorious pirate. I suspect he's thanking you for all the good business this war has provided him. He made the mistake of attacking some freighters carrying goods from my house. A mistake he will never make again, if he is wise.
Consider that lesson well learned, General. I have far better uses for my ships than to serve as target practice for the warriors of House Martok.
4 minutes later, we've got defense screens to cut through.
That's a tall order, friend. There isn't much around here that can get past those shields. Fortunately for you, I happen to have something that will. For the right price, of course.
We're listening, and also to the screams.
Earlier, you mentioned your gratitude. Provide us with the means to bypass the shielding, and we shall express our gratitude to you in return. Unless you prefer to deal with the Emperor.
I've seen what the Emperor does to Orions, my lady. We have a deal. Not far from here, some associates of mine are guarding a shipment of Tetrion explosives. They will knock that shielding down quite nicely. Though there is a small issue to be dealt with, I'm afraid.
What kind of issue?
My associates recently informed me that their position was in danger of being compromised by Imperial security. Unless you want those Tetrion lovelies in the hands of the Emperor, I'd suggest lending my people a hand. You'll find them at the following coordinates.
Very well. Let's go in and rescue them, and then blow some stuff up.
I knew Usan Vec to be bold, but running a smuggling operation in the first city?
Oh, I walked in the fire.
I'm not sure if he is bold or insane.
How about a little
suspect
both?
a pirate operating in the Empire would need to be both, General.
Lower your weapons. Usan Vec sent us.
That Gorn is Usan Vec's enforcer. Talk to him about the explosives.
Better stuff than that. With all the stuff we pick up, we could basically sell arms to anyone.
The last told of him was on the way. Nice to see he wasn't lying. Imperial security has arrested my crew in town inside. If you're here to help, you need to get in there.
We'll do what we can. We need those Tetrion charges.
We can talk about such things after we save my crew. Agreed?
Agreed.
What's your aim? You want to blow up your prize, would you?
Good advice. Shoot at Imperial security forces only.
Enter the warehouse. There's something here we can actually go in. Oh. And there are people over there. Was that also part of the way we came in? No, that's ahead. That will be for later. May as well call in the turn. We're on fire. Not even sure who I'm firing on.
Ask the Gorn to check the cargo manifest. There may not be enough here to get the job done.
Who knows if that will sell for a good price. No triples, please.
According to the cargo manifest, all of the Tetrion charges are in here. Is it a problem?
You sure there will be enough for what we need?
What are you trying to do? There's enough Tetrion in here to blow up a dreadnought.
We need to knock down the shielding around the Great Hall. Makes sense. Any recommendations?
Scanning. Found one. Courtyard side entrance, not far from here. It's a narrower approach. Less need to repel firepower of the same magnitude as the front gates.
Then that's where we'll hit it.
Very well. Secure the charges and prepare for battle. We must not fail now.
Let's get what we need and move out.
The battle is won. Gather the Tetrion charges while you can.
Oh, we can actually open up the crates and look inside. That's kind of cool, actually. Oh, we need 50. Oh, I see. The smaller ones have that much. Only got 10 from the first one. Or maybe it's 580. Come on, get off that thing. Yeah, a big crate like that. Probably 10. This should be the last one we need, but we could take more, you know. Just in case.
We've got what we came for. Let's go.
Why not grab some extra if we can? Gonna let us. I expect trouble when we get out.
Over there, by that field. Place the charges there. Quickly, set the Tetrion charges.
How come I'm the other one king? We could set them all much faster. They look like thermal detonators.
Now, get to a safe distance and detonate them.
That would have been heard. Yep. We have Klingon forces coming to check it out. Fields just came back.
Reinforcements are beaming in. Prepare for battle.
Watch out for their nanopulse weapons.
Like
Do
the
a
wind,
nano?
I do not respect a fool. There are many of them asking to dance on my blade. Good.
And
Lady
Okay.
Jahula, the Emperor awaits you in the Great Hall.
Face him. If you have the spine for it.
let's give a heal up to Martok. You go ahead.
Go. Do what must be done.
Need to return to the Rotaran. Join the fight there. From one ex-chancellor to another. Use it well.
Come. We have business within the Great Hall.
Alright. That's not the weapon I was using. Souffle might be interesting. Dribble. Yep. Force Field Dome isn't very useful in the long run. Plus, the thing is, if you try to give stuff like that to new characters, they have to level up enough first. Let's give her the souffle. She's a bullying after all. So it would have to be long distance, considering that I story-wise gave her her own command. No more new dilithium. Let's go to back to the story. Okay.
Do you miss this place, Mother? This is as close as you'll get to being Chancellor again, I'm afraid.
You are blocking my path, lackey. Make way!
Arrogant, misbegotten clone! Janchu!
And these are what? Oh, more shields. That's fine.
Your path ends here.
He has some blades on his gun.
You will not save her. Jahula will die on the Emperor's blade.
Those force fields are blocking our way. Destroy the emitters in the walls to bring them down.
Now would be a good time to use this, I feel.
So many fools, all eager to fight in a burning house.
On to the next row. Are there any other generators? Yeah, there have to be.
But you will go no further.
These emitters have shields. Disable them with a tripod, then destroy the emitters.
Time is your true enemy. I have plenty of it, but your Ula has but a few breaks ready.
I have no idea what you're dealing with. Not really. A new drone type? That's two. Move me away. Let's get some cover.
This is where you fail. You will never get past.
You should have stayed in your own time, barbarian. There is no place for you in mine.
Delusional old fool! The only place for you is Greco. You will be there soon enough.
Oh, come on.
Tom! Starting shoot!
Then Pop, we need to block the car's personal transport.
Have you tried shooting before you
You know you got it in the first sign of peril, Captain. We need to prevent that.
understood? I need his transporter bridge. With that, I can block him. When he transports, scan the area he left. You can should provide a complete picture.
You are brave. And it is the brave ones who die.
There you are.
Not this time.
Quick, scan his transporter signature.
Well done. Give me 2 more and I will shut that down.
I see fools remain while the house burns to ashes. Pathetic.
Let's see how you like this.
Initiate transport immediately.
Quick, scan his transporter signature.
Where is he? No, he left already because I was knocked down.
There is still fight in you. Still your blood.
Stop healing. Or rather, I will stop you from here.
Account to Tom! Emergency transport!
Quick!
There we go.
And running days are over.
Two of my guys are down.
Still live? Time to do something about that.
Oh, come on. Can I get one of them up?
Energize! Now!
Quick! Scan his transporter signature.
Too late.
Is becoming annoying!
Alright, there's Dorothea.
Account to Tom! Emergency transport!
Quick! Scan his transporter signature.
Too late again.
There is still fight in you!
Stop blocking so I can see who I'm supposed to revive. Now let's get close enough first.
Energize!
Quick! Scan his transporter signature.
Got it! Knocked him out of his own transport. Send him screaming to Grethor, my lady!
You still live? Time to do something about it.
Allow me.
What have you done?
Give my regards to Vecla!
Is he finally down? That man has created more than enough trouble for us. Nice hit. Time to give this old man his due.
You cannot win. I will not allow it.
Destroy the detonator.
You shall never rule.
Come on, don't just stand there.
Talk pa, talk bad.
Nice hit.
Not to be.
They will never follow you.
Who says she has to leave? Also, I wouldn't trust what he says. He was quite mad. Obviously, some will follow her after.
This belongs to you.
They wouldn't be happy if they knew what the Sword of Kalis actually meant. It's just a sword after all.
No. It is not my destiny. It belongs in your hand. As Chancellor.
Why would you give it to her, besides already having been
Klingon, wolf
dead
tough
once?
judge.
She earned her place in Grethor. So, not exactly the best leader. Well, let's see what everyone has to say, shall we? Quite the crowd. What you got?
Sword of Kalish. In my time, most believe it was a thing of legend, of myth. I will not dishonor this sacred weapon. Its legacy will not be tarnished by my hand. I swear it.
Good. Because if you don't, I will be there.
May it be a reminder in the days to come, as we rebuild what was broken and replace what was lost. A reminder of all that is great within the Empire.
It's not just me, is it? The recordings for Adepta, as well as for Laurel, are lower volume. They're too soft. And when you come to Jular, a lot of the other characters, they are fine. You know, those recordings are fine. But it's not an issue of quality, an issue of volume. It's kind of weird. They can change that. So, you know, they can fix that too. I hope that they fix the issue of those resources being beyond walls and those, what are essentially patrols within the story. Anyway.
Reforging the Empire will be a challenge, but one worthy of Kalish and all who dwell with him in Stovokor. Fortunately, we are Klingon. We live for such a challenge.
Of what? I believe there's one more part.
2 weeks have passed since the fall of Jim.
There's a different,
Our wounds heal.
different
The undead
tip.
have joined their ancestors in Stovokor. Order has returned to the Empire.
There's the hacker.
Rebuilding what was broken or lost has begun.
We're having our own conversation.
There is more to be done. But first, we will celebrate our hard-fought victory.
I wonder why they use some of the music from Legacy of Romulus and not their own thing for the Klingons. Do they not have the time? Now this has its own section? It's kind of strange.
Despite a return to stability within
This is also
the Empire,
too soft.
the Alliance must stand ready to provide assistance in the rebuilding effort here.
Agree, the Alliance must not turn their backs on the Klingons.
We cannot afford another Jempok. The tragedy of Kithamer or worse could happen again. Especially if such a tyrant turned their eyes on the Federation or the Republic. Even the Dominion could be threatened by such a ruler.
I trust the Alliance leaders to find wisdom on this matter. They cannot afford not to. We've served beside Kagran for a long time since the Iconian War, and I trust him.
I, for one, do not recommend running from a wave of mycelial destruction, no matter what age you are. It is not a pleasant experience, I can assure you.
I believe you have more lives than the Grishner cat, no?
Indeed. Grethar holds a number of fools who thought they would be the end of me. There are two, in particular, I'm glad to be rid of on this day.
Jempok and Nagara?
Yes, though I am pleased that their deaths led to Gowron's release from Grethor. Now he resides with Kalis in Stovokor, and I have no doubt Feklar is glad to be rid of him. That wild-eyed schemer was probably well on his way to taking charge of the place when he was released.
Quite like Gowron. Expect he will keep Kalis on his toes from now on. And of course there are those on this side about it.
There are more like me among the liberated Alachi. Some prefer life within the mycelial network, but others would like to return to their former lives when the time is right.
Are you one of them, Tarsel?
Not at this time. The Alliance has asked me to represent the liberated Alachi. As an ambassador, I will be able to forge a new future for my people and to protect the sanctity of the mycelial network. Perhaps in the future, I will return to a life among the Romulan people. But for now, my place is with the Alachi.
Sounds like a plan. And congratulations, I know you'll do what is right for them, Ambassador. It's kind of funny having an Alachi as an ambassador, but then again, we have had quite interesting collection of people added to our forces. A lot of these are actually people of interest. They're just there.
When I was living a hermit's life on Nimbus 3, I thought I had seen it all. On that, I was greatly mistaken. Civil war within the Empire, the return of Lorel, even a battle with giant cybernetic reptile.
Not to mention all the permutations of Akara's virus.
Yes, but in the end, he was too clever for his own good. Dealing with his tricks gave me insight on his computer security. With that knowledge, I was able to trap him on Kronos, where he was dealt with once and for all. Well done, by the way.
I did what was necessary. From the captain here and her crew, not a lot of named folk. Rowan. Have we ever really met Rowan? I don't think so. We of course have all of and Worf. Most of these people are just kind of filling. Captain Cabran. They did change Worf's appearance quite a bit when they did the remaster. So he's no longer wearing the white robes, which is kind of similar to what Kalis was wearing too.
Much has changed since my first time as Chancellor, and much has remained the same. I am already besieged with requests and calls for favor from many houses, great and small. Fortunately, I shall have the assistance of the latest torchbearer as we move forward and restore the Empire.
Torchbearer, quite an honor, Jula. Although, kinda seems presumptuous to think that it's me. What about Jula or Martok?
Indeed. As other torchbearers before me, it will be my role to act
Oh,
as
it's
an
not us.
advisor to the Chancellor. And, if necessary, to get my hands dirty where she cannot. It is my intention to serve her and the Empire to the best of my ability.
Don't forget, you also have the likes of Captain Kagran and General Martok to back you up. And all of them quite skilled, I might assure you.
In my time here, we have been adversaries and allies. It has been a strange journey for us both. Without you, the Empire would have been lost. For your role in the conflict, you have my respect and my thanks.
Thank you as well. Keep walking the path of honor, Jula. Know that when it comes to defending the people of the Alliance, I am always ready. Is that it? There's a TFO as well, but I won't do it now because we already had so much time and people are waking up.
The event has concluded. You may beam back to your ship at your leisure.
The event. Breaking the fourth wall, are we?
Once more, I stand for the Empire as its Chancellor. It is a singular honor, and I will lead by example in the days to come. There is much to be done, but we will meet every challenge and emerge victorious. For we are Klingon! Klingon Mach Tach Judge! You have been an honorable ally, and your name will be remembered in songs and tales forevermore. Glory to you and your house. COPPA!
I'm hoping everything that has happened that better not mean remain Klingon, because that was the cry to war that the COPPA also used, and it's not necessarily valid in this climate. That is the mission. Well, if we go back here, well, I already got the progress in here. These are the 2 new episodes. Not done to help Connor, although I didn't stream those. Maybe we come back, I should. After all, there are... Oh, it's until June 24th. There's plenty of time. I can stream Hell with Honor, Best Served Cold, Remain Klingon. The patrols for part of the missions, we already did that. I think that does it for this. Oh, it's a console. I would have preferred if that was an item maybe. And of course it's bound to the character. No, I do think that I have gone on long enough. Time to head back home, I would think. And also to choose someone to raid very, very shortly. That's not rendered right, I don't think. So it's hard to tell in the lower light. I thought I would end giving you something cool to look at. In any case, thank you for joining and for watching. If you like what you saw, you can follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, like, comment, and subscribe, whatever your thoughts were on YouTube. And now look for someone to raid, and then sign up. Let's raid me today. Even though I don't play Apex, I still do. So, thanks again for watching, and until the next stream or video or whatever, please do stay safe, stay healthy, and remember to be excellent to one another. Bye-bye.